It was one of the first places I went to and visited when I moved to La Crosse because I had heard about it. And it is a beautiful place. It's so accessible. Um, there's really nice trails, as you all know, out there, and easy to get to, and a great place to go. Lots of wildlife, lots of bird watching, lots of animal watching, all kinds of recreation there. But because it is located where it is, it's a prime target for development because it's right in the middle of the city, and a lot of it has been filled in and developed already. And of course, they're forever trying to put new roads through the marsh. So we have this little phrase that it's basically a marsh where a city wants to be and a city where a marsh wants to be. And so there's that inherent conflict in terms of land use issues, who should use the marsh for what purposes, and all of that sort of thing. They call it the finest urban wetland in the state. Urban because it's right in the middle of a city, and of course a prime wetland. So it's very unique and just a real special place.
We, meaning our organization, have had a long-term goal of having the marsh put under single agency management. It's a very difficult undertaking. We can agree that we want this, but then the obstacles are immense, and single management is a goal, but it has to be accompanied by single ownership. One of those obstacles is that no one entity owns the marsh. And so we just recognize that right now management is divided amongst many. And so we just try to talk to all of them and do what we can that way. It's not ideal. The marsh is visited every year by hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of bird watchers, especially during the spring migration, which is phenomenal here in the marsh. There are those who simply like to see wildlife here right in the middle of town. And I have to say that it's an extraordinary thing. We have a resident bald eagle nest. In fact, here at the Myrick Park Center, we could step out the door and we could see that nest right now without binoculars or anything else. All this summer we've been watching osprey. Those are fish hawks, and they're big and they're fantastic birds. Very rare to see them, especially in the middle of a town. Red fox, river otter, the variety is enormous. All of those creatures have their partisans, have their friends, and so it's important. The point being is that, and this I think probably just accentuates the point that single management would be a good idea, because you have to be sensitive to every constituency for the marsh. So it's a complicated deal.
The marsh is like a huge sponge. It holds lots and lots and lots of water, millions of gallons, and it holds all those floodwaters, which otherwise would go into the town, into people's houses or into businesses or whatever. It's part of the Mississippi Flyway, so it's an incredible resting place for migratory birds especially. It's also prime habitat for lots and lots of animals. There used to be a sign down there that would say "Habitat, sweet habitat," because an acre of wetland has the better habitat than any other forest or meadow or any kind of other habitat in terms of species per acre. It's also an educational place. Its location, it lies right between North and South La Crosse and right adjacent to campus, so all kinds of instructors, professors use it as an educational place, like me in my classes. It's a green space right in the middle of the city, and for many, many students, it's a great getaway. It would certainly be a good idea if the DNR decided that they were going to protect it, period.